Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. It is Angela, the Traveling Crafter, and I am here with day number 29, which is old calendars. And Carrie, the paper monkey, this one is for you, girl. I promised I would deliver. But here are some ideas. A couple of things. We're going to talk about pivoting. I talk about that a lot. So last night I did this video and I got interrupted by just all kinds of things. So what I decided to do is to start over from the beginning. And then when we get to the part, and I'll tell you what that will be, where we start designing, I will fast forward because I will have talked through some of it already. So just be aware of that. So what we're going to talk about specifically is more on a planner. This is called a happy planner. I use them every year. I love them. I get a little frustrated sometimes because I love this cover. And I love the cover that's at my actual planner right now. But all I usually want is the pages to be new pages, right? I want to keep the cover. But they just sell it all together. They sell some supplemental pages, but not usually the calendar itself. So I have since, just so you guys know, not having anything to do with junk journaling, but I'm just going to tell you, I have decided and have done some copying of my pages from my real planner, which sort of look like this, so that I can just use them over and over again. And I can fill in the month. It doesn't have anything in it. But the one thing that I use, which you won't see in here because I used them every day, is I had a daily one. And so it would have like morning, afternoon, or midday and afternoon. And so I had a set of those that hadn't been used. And I just made copies of that and then made that into my 2023 calendar. Now, another thing, and I will talk to you about this. If you are reusing a happy planner, the one thing that's really cool about them is that they come out like that, and they go back in like this. And you can do it over and over and over. So you can move things around. It doesn't rip your pages, etc. If you're going to be designing this for the use of an actual planner again, and you don't have one of those punches, you simply take one of these pieces of paper out and you get a piece of paper, which I don't apparently have, so I'll just show you. Put it underneath it and just use your regular punch. Punch, 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 punch all the way. Yes, it takes a little bit of time, but it's fine. And then just clip that out and then you can pop it right back in. So I do it all the time and you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. But today we're talking more art-related opportunities. Now, I want to point out to you, Carrie, the paper monkey. If you do not know her, please go check her out. She has a relatively new channel. She just shared kind of her story about how she got started, the name behind her channel and such, which you might have remembered some of us doing a while ago. And it's really interesting. So go check her out, subscribe, show her some love. But she had done a haul and she had got some planners. I think they were from 2023 but they were, you know, halfway through the year, right? And so she got a couple of them on clearance at Hobby Lobby, which Hobby Lobby does sell the happy planners. Now I use the great big monstrous ones because I have really large handwriting. But they have smaller ones. I sold one on my live sale that I had for a while. And so I can't remember who bought that. Maybe Leslie. Leslie, if you're watching, here we go. We can play along. But there's so many things that you can do with these. And at the beginning of the year, what I started doing, I used to teach mindfulness, happiness, the neuroscience behind that. I've said it a million times. And I had a whole course on mindfulness and journaling fundamentals. And it went through, that's how I got really started junk journaling, is it was, you know, bullet journaling and art journaling and junk journaling and just regular, everything in between. And one of the things that I started doing at the beginning of the year to kind of bring that back was Mindful Mondays. Well, that didn't last very long because I kind of lost heart in it a little bit. I mean, it's our prerogative. If it doesn't feel like it's something you're really passionate about, then don't do it. That's all there is to it. So I do and play in this, what I'm going to call my personal art and mostly art journal when I feel like it. And if I feel like doing a mindful meditation type of thing, then I do that. If I feel like just drawing in it, I draw in it, if whatever. So I want to talk specifically on how you can transform this either into a journal that you use or an art journal or into whatever you want it to be. But before I do that, a couple of things. So when we get to the page that we're going to actually be working on for this calendar, I have combined days 36, 39, and 40. Do you see some similarities there? We got twine, string, and thread. So I thought it would be best just to combine those. So on day 36, 39, and 40, if you don't see a video from me, that is one of the 100-day challenge ATH, which stands for Around the House. It's because I already did it in today's video. I will have supplemental videos. I don't know what those are going to be right now, but I have some content and I will supplement, and that helps me too while I'm on vacation. So there's that. So I do think this is important, and I will share it, and I shared it on my mind. I do have a playlist for Mindful Mondays if you want to go check it out. There's not a lot there, but this is kind of my mindset when, no matter what kind of journaling or any kind of art, and I think it's helpful, especially for creators who are new and artists who are just getting started. But I want you to be in the mindset when you're creating something that is your personal art journal or something that is going nowhere but your craft room or office or whatever, and it's only between you and the pages on your journal, is to suspend judgment on yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't worry about it. Don't say, oh, this is horrible. I could have done better if. It's art. If it doesn't turn out perfect, it's okay. This is personal. This is how we learn. This is how we grow. So just forget about it. When you start to get negative thoughts in your head, quit and think. Put on those positive pants and just say, okay, I made a mistake. Is it really a mistake? Absolutely not. It's an art opportunity. And so you can turn that into something beautiful. The other thing I would tell you is that everybody has sort of they have things they're really comfortable with, and then they have other things that maybe stymie them a little bit, or they're hard for them to just embrace and start. I mean, whether that be watercolor painting or collaging, or I mean, just name a medium or a technique or whatever. So take a second and just breathe. And remember that the rules are, as I always say, I'm going to have t-shirts made with that. There are no rules in art. We are our own worst enemy, and we are the ones that put rules on ourselves. You watch somebody's video and you say, well, hey, Angela did it that way, so I must have to do it that way too. Absolutely not. There's a million ways that you can create something with just one idea. So the rules are no rules, suspend judgment, breathe, and give yourself permission to just be. I say it at the end of every one of my videos, and I truly believe it. If you have an art journal, and especially if you have a YouTube channel or Instagram and you're constantly building content and you're thinking in the mindset of, I've got to do content for my channel, this is yours. It's nobody else's. It's your time to be in your head with your art, and that's it. So just be shellfish, as my kids used to say, and take time for yourself and just create. If you struggle with any one of those things, whether like I said, if it's painting project, if it's jelly plating, if it's pencil drawings, if it's collage, whatever it is, the easiest way for you to get over the fact that it's hard for you to think through it is setting a timer, 15 minutes or less. And then all you are going to do is to keep your pen, your paintbrush, your glue, and your paper moving. And you're going to write or create as fast as you can within that 15 minutes without without thinking. And I'm telling you, try this 3 to 5 times. It absolutely works. One of my biggest tips that I shared in my course is that if you take, even if you just take one of your favorite songs, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and that's all it takes for you, and you just create through that 3 minutes, that's a great start. Then, as I said before, don't overthink it. Do not overthink it. Just do it. If it turns out crappy, there's always some, I mean, if in your mind, if it's crappy, it might not be to somebody else, right? So just, you can paint over it or collage over it or whatever. And if you're writing, or even if you're creating some type of mixed media or art, you can use a prompt. There's nothing to be said that you can't. In fact, the Bella and Grace magazine transformation that we did, and we created the memory book, that's a perfect example. There's great prompts. You can obviously go online and find them. I have, in my course, I had lots and lots of prompts. You'll have to tell me if you guys want me, if you would be interested in a course specifically on mindfulness and the variety of ways that you can journal, and some projects on how to make that happen. And I'm happy to do that again. And then the other thing is just do it. Have fun. Have a good time. These are a bunch of things, little exercises that I've used in the past and that I just kept in here because, you know, we were doing that. There's some basic collage. Not exciting. It's just some paper together. There's another one. And so I just put those in there, and I thought, well, I covered up what I had on the page, and I might use it in the future. Here is an example of a little doodle, this was the original page. I did some handwriting here. This was already there. And I had little pieces of paper. I slapped them on there and then wrote in different colors. It's so random. And this is one of my favorite things. This was from a retreat that I did. Fika is a moment to slow down and appreciate the good life. True, true, true. That's a Swedish word. There's some, what do you call that? You know, vellum. There you go. This is from my course. It was a self-reflection thing. I just stuck it in there. Here's a great example of a prompt. So I've covered this. And you know, I am not really one to do a lot of reflection in writing. My husband, Dave, does a ton of it. I like to reflect while I'm creating. So while I don't have any words here, while I was creating this page, this was my prompt, and I thought through it. That's it. Here's something I just was playing with, and I could possibly use, and I might use some of these. I've already used some of the pages. See, this is just a scratch piece of paper. This was some watercolor. I needed to just do something, so that's what I did, and I used that little color palette. This we did together. This is an I am, so it's your I am statements. I am, and then what I designed was this little girl out of the magazine, and used some scrap pieces of paper. And, you know, some of the things are things that I want to manifest, like being focused, because I squirrel all the time. So manifestation of being focused is good. But, you know, if I feel like I need to, I can write another word in there whenever I want. This is a piece of watercolor that was a scrap, so I thought, well, I might use that. This has nothing on it yet. This is a leftover from when it's parchment paper, yeah, and it was from when I was doing some Kool-Aid dyeing. These are all pieces of watercolor. I just popped them in there, and you can see I didn't even use my punch. I just punched them with a paper punch. This is some random piece of paper I was doing. Actually, I think this is a magazine page, and then I just went over it. So is this. This is, apparently I was going to do a vision or a mood board. This is actually there was writing down here, but this is a brick wall. Some music, and I just used some gesso over it. Now we're going to get into what we're going to work on today. This is, I don't know, I just covered it up. This is a project. I don't know. We'll see. It might be coming up, but I'm not sure. So on the original video, and you may see this, I may keep it in and maybe I'll do a voiceover, but if I don't, I'll just tell you, this was really ugly. And you might still think that it's ugly as it is, But I want to show you something. I'm going to pull this out and set it aside because I want you guys to stick with me, and I don't want you to, when you see what we're going to do next and you see what I did, I don't want you to go, she cray. Well, I am crazy, but that's neither here nor there. So I want you just to, this is the way I like to do these. I'm going to use my Trimo because I don't know if it'll go through all that string. But on the original, if I don't show it, or you don't hear the talking, I don't know. I must have had something in my mind about what I was going to do with this sheet. What it was, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But what I had at that moment, I think we're just going to make these into tall pockets. Or pockets? What do you call that? Tags. And I'm going to leave this top on it because I like it. And remember, there's string on this, so... And I really don't have to do anything to this. I can just... This was my offshoot of that. Should we do... Let's do this one a little shorter. And then this part can be a pocket. Okay. Again, I got string in it. But I want you to see just how different it is once you transform it from one thing to the other. And this is just layering, and that's what we're going to do today. All right, so it went from really ugly to now I have this tag. I kind of like it. And imagine, we put some labels on it. We put some embellishments. This one still needs a lot of work, but it's got texture and it feels good, and it's got napkin on it. Well, that turned out cute. That would be a cute pocket. Any way you slice it. And then this, imagine some labels or whatever on top of it. Maybe we'll keep those and play with them at some time. I don't think we'll have time today. So, what you're going to see next is me creating with the items that, that I mentioned for those other days. And that is, once again, twine, string, and thread in our calendar, okay? So you're going to see me put this together. And I just randomly decided I wanted a heart, right? So I did that. And I'm going to insert it here. I intended at first, I thought, well, I kind of like this just like it is, and I found, well, I didn't find, I just made these the other day when we did the bottle caps, and this is a heart with the buttons on it, and I thought, oh, that would be cute right in the middle, or, you know, because this would be cute on a journal cover, something really kind of funky and psychedelic, and I I love it like this. I really do. This is it dried and all together. But I thought, well, let's just take it one step further because I had to flex and I had to pivot. So you will see all of this being made and how I just laid things down. Normally what I would do, it would be opposite. I would have painted this. I would have probably put stamps and things on top of it. And put some of the papers down. Then put all of my fibers on. But I did it opposite because I was just kind of rolling with it. And I did it last night when it was late. And you know what happens when it's late. But what we're going to do is we are going to, I still, in my mind, want to use the orange, the turquoise, the pink, and the lime green. Some way, shape, or form. But what we're going to do is we're going to mute this down. We're going to cover this with something we've already used, except I use toilet paper. But we're going to use tissue. And I am literally going to take, what you're going to need is some just white glue. I got to move this other stuff out of my way. I'm going to take this white, mine is Mod Podge diluted down, okay? I'm simply going to take my glue mixture. I'll just give it another extra little, and I'm going to slap this down on the whole thing. So I put all my textiles down, my fibers, and all of these are, as you saw, whether I do a voiceover or whether it's, there's string, there's embroidery floss, there is eyelash trim, there's, well, that didn't get down there. Good thing I'm doing this then, huh? What else is on there? Oh, there's some tulle in there. Okay, that's pretty, probably too saturated, but it's okay. Now, I'm simply going to take a piece of tissue. Oh, I already love it. And I'm going to pop it on there like that. Oh, okay, we're adding just one more layer of texture after we've done our string. Now, I guess I'll just go ahead and I'll use this. But again, I am just making sure. Normally I would use a stippling brush, something that's dry, but this is what I have. So see how it's kind of getting closer to, and you can use your fingers if you want, but I'm just making sure that this is all down. And I'm going to leave all of this extra all the way around it until I am absolutely done. Oh my gosh, I just love how subtle that looks now. In normal time, I would probably wait until this is all dry. But guess what? Today, we're throwing caution to the wind. So let's just see. I've got some, this is some of my mica, my homemade mica spray. I do have a video on how to do that, but I just want to see. I need my splat box, but we're not gonna do, you can't really see. You'll be able to see it when it dries, but you can't really see it right now. Let's use some, this is Kitsch Flamingo. Now, I want to just do it gently. I don't want a big spray. So I'm going to gently press down in rando places. Okay. Now, if I want, where did my, I need to get my my paper towel out here. Because now it's in the glue, and I want it to be in the, I want to kind of stipple that in. And look how it's bleeding. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Oh boy. I got both. You know what's in here? Hopefully they're not going to argue. See, I love that. Okay, leave each other alone. No growling, Zenny. Ruby, go lay down. Ay. Do we want a little more? Oh my gosh, I'm in love with this. And see, well, let's see. There's some, I'm going to just let that sit just like that. Now, I do have, I don't know if this will work or not. I've never Ooh, but that'll be pretty if it does. Oh, Ruby's just like inching up there. I don't know if this will work like, maybe. Because I didn't really have any paint that was this color. Now maybe we just do some of this. Yeah, but I think I want it. I'm trying to enhance where that already is. Like this was turquoise as well. And you're just gonna have fun with it. There aren't any, I mean, when I was doing this last night, first of all, I was tired. So I really don't know what I was doing, but oops. I just kept adding and adding, and it was so much fun. And okay, so the blue is pretty. Orange. So, and remember, I'm sticking to, I've got the lime green. I can always, again, go over it when it's dry with either some white gesso to kind of make it pretty, or I don't know what's going to happen. Never done it with this. Or I can just let it be like it is, because it's kind of cool like that. And I'm just going to, I can see still where some of that orange is. See, like there and there. And this, you know, you saw that was very, those colors were really bright. And oh, Landon's in there playing his guitar, practicing. He's taking up. Oops, I got a little aggressive with that one. That's okay. Now you guys might be thinking, oh my gosh, that looks horrific. I may dry this on camera so you guys can see. I'm thinking the lime green. Do I have anything lime green? Well, I have lime green paint. Wasabi. Why not? Okay, I'm going to take wasabi. Wasabi Bobby. I think I might. Oh my gosh, see, oh boy, that makes me happy. It just kind of makes that. No, these aren't your colors. I like happy colors, and they remind me of summer. Okay, we're just going to leave that like that. It will make that heart pop just a little bit. Make your heart pop. Okay, now what we're going to do is I want some splatters. And obviously I want white and black. Okay, let's dry it a little bit so it doesn't bleed so much. Okay, so when you come back, it will be all dry. Phew, that took a while. I really saturated that bad boy, but it is dry now. So isn't that cool? I did go ahead and sew around it. I wanted to see, I was a little nervous that it wasn't dry enough. And I didn't want it to ruin my sewing machine, but it was. I mean, it's still, you can kind of feel inside here. It's just a smidgy, you know, not 100%. But what I wanted to show you is if you don't have a sewing machine, you can simply, let's hope that this works, you know, go around it. And I like see, that looks, you could do the little dashes if you wanted. You could do a thicker line. You could go inside of it. Do we want to do that? I don't know. I feel like we kind of do, but let's think about that, because what we want to do first, I'm hopeful that I can do this without making a mess, is let's add some more dimension to it. So one of the things that I said was we could add some ink little spots. And so we're going to do that. And I think what I'm going to use is my, where is it? Ruh-roh. Oh, there it is. It's just in the wrong spot. My my stays on, just in case there's any. No. How many times on... You guys should start counting how many times on camera I have done that. So let's just see. Oh, yeah. Now, if we wanted... If we wanted, we could... what the heck? If we wanted, we could do something that I cannot remember at the moment. It might be just a little too wet there, right there. Okay, let's take that one off. These are from Temu. This is, ooh, what's this? What does this say? Words, or does it? Oh, this says the inspiration you seek is already within you. Don't you think we need that on there? Yeah. But first, we're going to add a couple other things. I think possibly. Ooh, do I want to add this in a different color, though? Yes, let's try it. I think this is not pigment base. This is water based, but we're going to do it anyway. We're such rebels. I'm just using this pink. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Good choice, Ange. I should have just taken this off and done it that way. I think I'd get better results. Yeah. Okay, stop with the pink. All right, now I think we need some orange. I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's been a while since I've done true like mixed media. Now, I'm doing this in a large scale for two reasons. One, so you guys can see it easily. And two, because I do a lot of binder journals. But imagine, like, even just doing a collage, like I started on this, and just keeping, you know, adding to it, and then cutting it up into squares. This is kind of a thing. So what if we use some... Should we do, like, numbers and letters just outside of it? Well, the only way we know is if we try. Let's do that in, I don't know, do we want it in black? That's pink. Let's do one little spot in black. Let me grab my black ink. Hopefully I'll be able to do enough editing that this isn't forever long, but that's blue. Oh, this is my nasty. Okay, we're just going to do one little... See what it looks like in black. Okay, let's see what it looks like in brown. I kind of like it in brown better. Don't you guys? If you can even see that. Okay, let's just... Okay, this might be one of my favorite new stamps. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I'm not really being careful about where... Oh, my goodness. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm doing it. Let's go with this. Oh, deliciousness. I do feel like this is probably going to need something inside just to define it. Okay, let's do a couple more little things over here. So this is just a perfect example for what I was talking about with mindfulness and such, is you just have to go for it. Speaking of 4, we're going to use that 4. Maybe some of those. Okay, so now it's more defined on the outside. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. If I don't say so myself. Oh, I don't think I need, let's see. Do I want to do any more stamping? Besides maybe putting, and do we want to put this on it? I don't think so. I think we want to do something in the inside of it. I was going to do more stamping, but I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I shouldn't, and that maybe I just put this little guy. Let's see where he looks good. Oh, you can't see it. Okay. Let's see how this turns out if I put it on. Oh, get a hold of yourself there, Ange. I'm just going to ink it up so I can see. I'm kind of just thinking in the very bottom. You know what? Stop thinking about it. Just put, oh, I haven't used this one yet. This might, because it's on some texture and I haven't used it and I didn't season it. Oh, goodness. Fingers crossed. Yay. Okay. We need to do something inside here. So instead of doing sewing, because not all of you have sewing machines, we're just going to oops. Got to be gentle. That's okay. I kind of think I should have done like a thicker one, but I'm not going to. I still like it a lot. Okay, now, should I leave well enough alone? I feel like we need to use some orange and maybe another stamp, but what? But what should we use? Well, you know what? Let's use some of these numbers. But it does give it some added texture. And some color. Okay, I need to hold it up. I don't think I want to do anything else with it. What I think I want to do is put it back into my binder and leave it alone. And if I want to at some point come back and enhance it. Oh, yes, I do. I did have one more thing I wanted to do. I lied. Okay, let me clean up my mess just to see. Now, remember when we were doing the splatters and they were bleeding? Oh, yeah. I love it. Should we do white too? Oh my goodness. This might be one of my favorite things I've done in a long time. This is not very mixed up. Well, we'll see. We'll do a little splatter and see. It's really... Oh, here, let me do this. Oh, that's because it's just like water. Oh, this is glitter paint. Well, no wonder. Okay, well, we're totally doing that then. No wonder it's so... So you won't be able to see this until, obviously, it's dry. All right, I think I'm going to stop you. I'm going to dry it because I know you're going to want to see it. And we will call this a video. So I'll be right back. So here it is, finished except for... I couldn't stop myself. And I probably could keep going if I really thought about it. But I did pop out some buttons. Should I put them on there? I'm thinking I should. Just to finish it up. This would be... And I also thought... I hope you guys are liking this. I haven't had to edit a video in a long time, but let me tell you, it's going to take a little doing because I have like, I think, 3 or 4 to splice together. But I haven't done mixed media like this in a long time. I forgot how happy it makes me and how freeing it is. So I'm encouraging you all to try this. Now, remember, this is the 100-Day Challenge ATH, which is an open collaboration hosted by me. The list is on my Ko-fi site in the description, which, by the way, time out on that. I was going through to kind of plan the rest of my 100 days, and I was writing down what they you know, the numbers. So I just had them next to each prompt, which I should have done when I created the thing. And I only had 97, which was duct tape. So I added 98 is napkins, 99 is straws, and 100 is creator's choice. And that means that, come on, you can do whatever you want, or you can just say, okay, I did 99 and day 100, I'm flipping through it all. I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be that. So here's what we did. We did day number 29, which is calendar. And it will go back in eventually into my little art journal. So I have it to say, oh, I did that during our 100-day project or 100-day challenge. Then we used, let's see, we used twine on day 36, string on day 39, thread on day 40. So all of those, like I said, are going to be combined. So on day 36, 39, and 40, if you don't see a video that is 100-day challenge ATH related, it's because I did it today, and we will, I will supplement with some other videos that I need to get to anyway, right? So there you have it. I am really, really thrilled with this. So we used those 3 items, twine, string, and thread. We used the calendar page. Then we also used some book page. We used stencils. We used stamps. We used buttons. What am I forgetting? We sewed around it. We did some writing around it. We did splatter paints. We used tissue over all of it. I mean, gosh, we could have knocked off a whole bunch of items from our list just in this one project, right? So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope that you will come back again. If you like what you're seeing, please, it helps a lot to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, because I love to chat with you. I do read all the comments. I do acknowledge them all. I am a little bit behind on answering them, but I'm trying to get ahead for vacation, so I will. I'll have windshield time, so I'll be able to chat with you all. And check out everybody else's. The list of folks that are participating that I'm aware of, unless they have not told me, but I know there has been a lot of people who have downloaded the 100-day challenge ATH list of prompts. So if I'm missing anybody, please let me know. I'll add you to that list, but they are all in the description. Some really fun players. And if you just want to put the hashtag in the search bar, hashtag 100-day challenge ATH, all of the videos from all of the artists that are participating will be there. So until next time, friends, remember, as I always say, to take time to just be. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.